Yep. I am going to. Okay. Yeah, I'm just also gonna hide somewhere. I'm gonna climb a tree and hide.
There you go. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Dante, Almer, Eokas, what are your plans? What are you doing? You have two
Do
Question.
minor
any of them
actions.
do any of them look like Sava?
Uh, yeah, you could probably imagine one or two are just from their relative shape.
Okay, one or two is fine. I know for Iokas, then he will throw up an illusion. Then he's going to try to go into the lake.
Okay. You have enough speed to almost get to the lake. Where are you throwing up your illusion, and what is it? Brad, where are you putting your illusion, and what kind of thing is it?
He is putting it right here, and it is another. What is the monkey demons?
Oh, Balgura.
Yeah, just a Balgor sitting there beating its chest, roaring.
All right. Giant ass demon appears, in quotations. Almer, Dante.
I will, because this might influence what he does, I will go 20 feet this way, and targeting the closest one, which would be 120 feet away, I'm going to cast Crown of Madness on him.
Crown of Madness on, 120 feet away. So the only one within range. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. Okay. And that's a wisdom save?
Yes.
Weird that there's no wisdom save on it. Okay.
Oh, so that means he auto failed, right?
Well, I mean for the spell. Damn it, that was a 19, but I rolled it to myself.
No one believes you. It was definitely a 9. I'm just
Yes.
joking. The only other thing I want to do is to also start running the rest of my distance, which for this turn would be, what was it, 10 feet this way? Because I don't know if it passed or failed, and the only other thing I'm going to try to do in that whole time other than run is chug a potion. So if you want me to do it now or later, it's up to you.
You can drink a potion now.
Okay. And then Dante, you're...
Yep. Dante, you and Elena kind of the last one standing out in the open as everyone else has scattered off.
I'm actually going to cast invisibility on myself.
All right.
And move to there.
Behind there's an illusion of a big ass demon in front of you right there.
Yep.
Just so you're aware. And then Elaine Grosgaff will take her focus, or newly grabbed focus, and just move back and wait for them to kind of close in. And with that, we can get initiative rolling. And Ben, just so you have something to do, I'm going to give you control of both of these guys right back here.
That's cool. I can't see them.
Oh, because you don't have a token. You will in a moment.
Yep. I'm perfectly happy with my theater of the mind, but
they are both big Goliath types. They've picked up a long sword in place of any other manageable weapon. Let's just see if I can give you control of them easily. There we go. You should now have 2 tokens. And now you have sight, so you should be able to see what's going on.
I can.
You have 2 of them. They're virtually the same person. The whys of that are not particularly important, but I will get you a long sword to swing with them, and we'll see how this goes down. Alright, kicking off this whole shit show is Mr. Green, who will stay hidden to the best of his ability and ready and attack with his crossbow if something gets in a certain area. That brings us to the Mezduruka, and seeing you all kind of scatter and disperse among the ground, seeing some people passed out in guard armor, they will begin a full sprint towards you all. This one will move 30 feet to here. Bonus action to jaunt from the shade of the tree to the shade of the tree. Action to run 40 feet here.
Well, we all know I'm not getting away.
This one will run 30 feet. Action to shadow jaunt from shade to shade.
May I release the firebolt I've been holding?
At who?
Either of them as they reach 120 feet distance.
Let's see. This is the first one to reach 120 feet.
Duper duper.
13
Miss.
will miss, unfortunately.
Although, was I hidden from him?
Yeah, you took a second to hide, so go ahead and roll that again. Smashes into the bark of the tree, unfortunately. And uniformly moving, they run out 30 feet. Oh, this one will actually have to move 15 feet. Shadow jaunt 15 feet. And then this one will do the same, 25 feet. Shadow jaunt. Oh, they actually have 40 feet, so they all get to be a little closer to you all.
Yay!
Almer, these guys have started sprinting down the road in the almost midday sun, vanishing and reappearing from the shades of the tree, and then running full speed at you.
Jesus, fuck! It reminds me of the Jag zombies. Only Al will get that. Jesus, fuck. Not great, folks. This isn't great. Like, I'm not getting away from this. Like, 100% not getting away from this. Sort of getting away. I don't know. I don't mean to use this template, sorry. I cast Crown of Madness, I guess, like on this guy. Like, I can't do a whole lot more.
One close to make a wisdom saving throw. DC of 15, 16?
15.
15. That's a fail.
Okay, jagged moonlight crown tightens around his head and just like, it's like just crushing his head almost a little bit.
He lets out a loud scream and you all... Is it... Yeah, if people can see it, or is it only to them?
I can see within range. Let's say the
turn. On his head, you all see this jagged iron thing kind of spurt out of his head and like stick into him.
And when he opens his eyes from the pain, they're just glowing white. And I'm just gonna fucking jump over the wagon and just get behind here. I can't really do a whole lot else. Boys, we're out of Bardic, so that's it.
All right. That brings us to Korcon A. Ben, these big brutish Goliath fighters, both from some recently underwent mental trauma, have been freed from imprisonment by the party, and the party is now being attacked by these fucking ninja folk.
Entire fucking ninjas. I think
they're about 50 feet away, unfortunately.
They don't have movement. He's just gonna move. No, that'll be.
No, you can go around.
Move through the wagon.
You can go right through it. It's a large metal cylinder that kind of dropped on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah. I guess this guy's just going to move straight up and then hold an action to attack if one of them gets near. Can't do much else. And running right into them is just going to get him killed.
Eocus, you're almost to the water's edge.
I think up there. I look up. They don't seem to be taking the demon, do they?
Unfortunately not.
Then he will. Let's see. They know it's fake, but I will cast it again. I see my friends are in trouble up there. Let's see. I'm trying to find where is it? Misty Visions. Boom. I am going to put it. Let's see where they're coming from. Oh, how do you why is it doing? Just right in front of the carriage, like right there. He's just trying to make basically just a stone wall appear so they can't see if someone's trying to run away or something.
Bam, right here, basically. I got you.
Yeah, just a big stone wall so they can't. Then he will.
You use your single earthen hand remaining to move your Misty Vision and set it anew, and then run into the water.
Yep.
You don't need to breathe, and you're very heavy, so it's easy for you to start just walking along the bottom.
That is turn.
Fucking Leocus. Just Zoidbergs away. Kopi, you're in a tree.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Mistweaver dagger, I think. Nobody's currently engaged, are they?
Not quite yet.
Cool. The what's it? Trolley carriage is still here, right?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna run down and hide behind it as a bonus action.
Give me another stealth check. Yeah. You go straight under that.
And then I'm gonna pop out this side and throw the Mistweaver dagger at this guy?
60 feet. Disadvantage?
50 feet? Fucking hell. Then I'm not gonna do that. Sorry, I thought he was closer.
No problem. Maps are fickle. Numbers lie.
Yeah. Goddamn short-range weapons.
I will be right back. My dog's going nuts.
Can I... Is it possible for me to be, like, just barely poking out from the edge? Or underneath or something, and holding an action to throw it when someone moves closer?
You can ready your action to whip your dagger at someone when they get closer.
Yeah, maintaining my hiddenness.
Well, you're already hidden now, so you dived under there and now you're just readying your action to pop out and whip a knife. That totally works.
Awesome. I'm going to do that. Holding my action to throw the Mistweaver dagger at somebody. I will still throw it if I'm getting close to my turn and nobody gets close enough. I'll still take the disadvantage.
Okay. So, at a target and before the end of your turn, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Since they know I'm casting, can they see through the wall, the party members, or?
Oh, the party members figure the illusions are yours, so it's kind of weird. They have to be aware of it, but at this point, it might work. It might not work. They should be fine.
I just didn't, like for spells, I didn't know if they could target people through it or not, if they knew it initially was an illusion to begin with.
Yeah, well, if they know it's an illusion, they can see through it. And as Eocus is treading into the water, hoping his illusions help his party, these Mezdaruka on the road run up, shadow jaunt. Yeah, 10 more feet, and then run up more. And same for him. 40 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet. Dante, they are closing in fast. Where once there was no one, there's now half a dozen people in front of you, clad in armor. One of them, eyes shining, voice echoing and booming off the cliffs behind you, crown of thorns on their head.
So, do I know how big of an explosion the bomb that I have is?
Judging from how bad it burned you all, it's about 15 by 15 foot square. And at the start of their turn there, they will take the damage.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to. I think part of the spell is I have to mentally tell them who to attack. Is that right?
No,
Back.
they just have to attack someone on their turn, and if they have no one around them to attack, they can act normally, I believe. You can cast it again and we can read through it.
So, is it a total of 15 feet across, or 15 feet half?
It is just a 15-foot square, so 3 squares by 3 squares.
Okay. Yeah.
So you could drop it around. Right now, it seems like the most you could get would be about 2 people.
The other question is, would this count as a hostile action breaking invisibility?
Yes, yes it will. You're throwing a firebomb at people. You could hold your action to throw the firebomb if they get into a better position, if you like. Or you could move with your invisibility and do something else.
How far away would I need to be to actually throw it?
Oh, you could have to be within about 20 feet of them to throw it. And then it spreads out from there. So you could be there theoretically and still cover an area like that.
Okay, I'm actually going to move to there. And that'll be my turn.
You can ready an action or do a dodge if you like.
I mean, they already have disadvantage to attack me.
Because you're invisible.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yep.
Silently moving invisibly. You just tiptoe around them. And Ben, if you're back, it's the other quarter con. And if not, I assume he's going to run 30 feet ahead and hold an attack. Probably not directly next to the other. Elaine Gruskef from the tree. Ooh. Let's see. 30, 40, 32. Yeah, she is going to cast a small red bead of energy.
Oh, thank fuck.
About there.
That's a lovely spot to put that. Dante, you're going to lose a little bit of chin stubble, but you'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be hot for a second, but it won't be the end of all times. As a enormous eruption of fire suddenly envelops the area.
Every single one of them.
Yes.
Some would call it the perfect firestorm.
She will roll damage. Mediocre, but plentiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, And now the one who has the crown, 5. With a DC of 14, only one is taking full damage there. And then the last one will also make a dex save, and he will take no damage.
Ooh, they have evasion.
1.
Or maybe just they do. Just that.
Oh, well, yeah. One of them, whatever.
So minus 25 from him, and the rest will have minus 12 from the fighter. That is an effective move, and they are looking rough. She will quickly climb down from the tree with her climb speed and prepare herself to take any damage or to flee if needed. Mr. Green is up. He will leap from this tree. 30 feet-ish. Bonus action, dash, run up on this guy, and will make a regular attack with his dagger, not using one of his poison vials. And let me make sure, because he should have a thing. But yeah, damn. That will just hit him.
I'm gonna take my hell attack here, if that's alright.
Go for it.
I'm an asshole and forgot that daggers are 20-60, not 30-60, so there's no way I was ever gonna get better than a straight attack from here anyway. And I also forgot that I already used the fucking Mistweaver dagger benefit, so I'm just gonna hook the Siphoner's Blade at this guy with a 23 to hit.
Oh, that is a short sword.
No, it's...
This black iron
it is?
short sword.
Ah, never mind.
Ah! Short sword!
And I do throw the Mistweaver dagger with the same bonus to hit.
Okay.
And the same damage roll.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Plus 2d6 sneak attack. For 15 damage.
15.
Oh, sorry, that should be a d4, not a d6 on the top one, so I'll re-roll that. Less damage.
So a total of how much
11
damage to which
11.
individual?
11 damage to the guy in Mr. Green's face.
Alright, there we go.
And I am revealed next to the thing.
Yep. Good opening barrage of movements from everyone, good readied actions. But now, the Mezdaruk are up.
When do you want to do my dudes in this initiative? The front or the end?
Your dudes who are...
He acts right now to attack that guy.
Sorry, real quick.
Wait.
I'm going to be a bit longer than I thought because of Kansas Society that I'm currently helping out. I'll be back in like maybe 10 minutes.
Oh, that should be fine. I can play these two anyway. Go ahead and cast that spell again, Ryan.
Yeah, sure.
I thought it was on his turn, right?
It's on his turn, and at the end of his turn, he rolls a save to see if it...
It's not his turn yet.
Oh, I thought you said it was. Sorry.
It's all one of their turns. They don't all go at the same time.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. Sorry, he's he's the fourth one. Okay.
Yeah. He's marked.
Sorry, I didn't have the fist tab open.
So, this Mezdaruka will look around, see that Mr. Green has a rough batch to handle by himself, and he will run off towards Dante, 40 feet. Dante, you see this person run at you, and while you're kind of watching their hands, thankfully empty, you think, for a moment, suddenly they leap up with 2 high kicks. One at your chest, one at your face.
They can see me?
Oh, you're invisible, aren't you?
Yes.
There we go. You did not break your attack, so they cannot go up to Dante.
They just fancily move near you and do kung fu actions.
They will run over to Korkan A then. And run out a flurry of blows.
A blow.
3 hit.
The 9 hit? Oh, shit.
3 of them hit. There's 4 attacks.
Oh, sorry. It rolled so fast I didn't see the 4.
Their hands are lightning
Wow.
quick.
666. Oh god, 666. We're fucked.
And he's a little beat up after that, surprisingly. They're strong fellows, but these are capable armored ninjas against unarmored elite fighters. So he got a dagger on the side, but Mr. Green did more damage. So the elite will take a opening strike at his sternum. 13 will miss Mr. Green. He'll follow it up with a quick kung fu 1-inch punch, making contact for 6 bludgeoning and a con save from Mr. Green.
No.
He is not stunned. As they will quickly follow it up with another strike for 13, which will not hit, and a 4th kind of roundhouse as they move within 5 feet over here for another bit of damage for 13 total to Mr. Green. He gets a bit of a kick to the head, and kind of his leg goes the wrong way for a moment. This guy lands in the shadow of the tree and will then appear over here with a shadow jump. And this one will run 40 feet past his ally. 20, cool hop, skip, jump. 30, 40, and right in front of you, Kopi, after you revealed your position. Comes down at you hard with an elbow. You step out of the way. Low sweep kick. You leapfrog up. Big old Sparta kick straight at you in midair.
No.
You backflip off it, land on the ground before they come at you with a sort of low rib kidney punch. Duck under the way. You're too squishy, you're too fast, you're too slippery.
I flick out my very big tongue at him with a...
You can't see anything beneath the visor, but you see the hands clench into a fist, and he moves back into a new stance. That's it for this Master Luca. Now, this one, who at the beginning of his turn has no one he can attack, right?
Yeah, he does. He can use his movement. He must move towards a target that I mentally choose and attack it.
See, there's no charm for the duration. Charm must wait to crown its head. Let's use this action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose.
Okay. Does it have any daggers at all? Anything ranged?
Melee attack.
I would normally give it to you, but they are just ninjas.
Okay, let me just reread it for other than itself. Okay, the target can act normally on its turn if you choose no creature or none within its reach. Fuck Crown of Madness then. Okay, yeah, it just does what it's gonna do, I guess.
You can use your action to maintain control of them. And
on my
turn,
turns.
yeah, and then it makes a wisdom save at the end of its turn.
That seems stupid, though. It gets to act normally and then save.
If you, or if no within its reach, yeah, I guess you just have to make sure they'll be buddied up.
That seems really dumb, but okay.
If you'd like, after you can switch out the spell.
No, yeah, we'll talk about it later.
For just
it seems that seems dumb, though, right?
So that's what happens. Sometimes you read a spell and it seems cool, and then in practice you're like, this is useless.
Yeah, anyway, okay, it has a normal turn, I guess.
Yep, he will use that normal turn to assault Mr. Green. Making contact twice with heavy hammer blows, dealing 14 damage to Mr. Green. He is looking pretty rough. He's alright, but he's definitely losing morale quick. Yeah, he doesn't have that. He only has that. Almer, you're up.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, yeah, wisdom saving throw. Thank you. He fails. So he's still under the guise of the spell, And you can use your
Do I
action.
waste my action to keep it up? Because he's not. He'll get a turn next turn. Fuck this spell. I drop it. It's you fucking garbage.
You could maintain concentration without using your action if you're not going to do anything else.
I know, but I'm not helping anyone else the whole thing, right? Like, and he's not gonna be.
It is fair. I'm just saying you can maintain the spell until you see he is near someone and then possibly use it. Unless you want to cast a different concentration spell right now.
I'm casting a 3rd level Moonbeam. Fuck it.
Yeah.
When in doubt, go to the classics.
Fuck that spell. Never using
am
Crown of
back.
Madness
I
again.
apologize.
Oh,
It's all
did
right.
it? Did
I
it
see it.
disappear?
Place the measure template. I got you. Who are we dropping it on?
I think I could only hit one, eh? There's only one.
I think this one.
So let's just fuck fuck that guy in particular.
Okay. Fuck this dude in particular. He'll get Moonbeam at the start of his turn. He'll have to make a save or take damage.
Yeah, and then I'll just I don't know, shift a little bit. Hopefully they don't see me hiding.
That will
Isn't
bring
this carriage like glamour? Doesn't it like have a weird illusion on it?
Yeah, well, vice versa. The carriage is a glamour. It is a weird illusion around a big metal cylinder.
Can I like step into the illusion?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do that.
you look like you
Bonus
hide
action
under
to say
the
some
carriage.
inspiring words that have no magical effect.
Yeah. Free action pep talk.
No.
Uh,
There's nothing. I don't want to work with it because I'm all fucking beat up and I'm used up. Do you remember the last combat? I fucking smashed like 9 times in the face.
Ben, if you're back, you are core con A is up. So you went closer to an enemy. He actually had a ready to action, so he can make an attack and then do his turn.
In that case, that is exactly what he will do. Alright, so ready to action for swing?
Yep, ready action for a single longsword strike.
Let's fucking go.
Yep, 19 will definitely hit. For 5 slashing.
And then his regular swing on his turn, because disengaging seems like a bad idea.
Exactly.
Does 16 actually hit?
16 will just barely hit these armored ninjas.
Oh, what a king.
Bam! The Goliath.
What is that cross around him, by the way?
Oh, he's in a radiant moonbeam currently. That just happened before you got your swings.
Ah.
Almer has dropped a radiant thing of cylindrical energy on this dude. It's gonna start to fry very shortly.
I'm microwaving him.
In that case, he'll take a little...
Oh, you're not actually... I think it only hits the one, right?
It's just a 5-foot circle, but the bright glaring light.
Okay, good.
And that would be it for Korkon.
Yeah.
We are at Eocus. You're in the water. Your illusion of a wall is there, and you're comfortably being aquatic.
Bonus action to use one of my class abilities to gain a fly speed. I fly 30 feet up in the air as an action. I see what's going on. Guys, I have no spell slots left and like no really offensive things besides Eldritch Blast. So I am going to just Misty Visions again. And I'm going to try to put it right here this time. He's going to be theatrical, like, so it looks like it's an actual spell, and just have a stone wall of earth come up right around here. So maybe that will give Almer and our captive now freed a little bit of advantage or some cover.
Kopi did notice them run around the wall of earth prior to this, so it might help. Go ahead and roll me a deception or a kind of check.
Deception or kind of check?
Or
Arcana or deception?
Yep.
Yep. I then I use my movement to fly up. I have a hover speed. If I just stop trying to hover, do I just plummet back into the water, or I don't know how that works.
You have like the hover feature, so you just hover.
Okay, then I'm just hovering basically 25 feet up. That seems about right over the water. That is fly, distraction. That's it.
Okay. Iogus emerges from the lake magnificently. Kopi, you have a leather-clad. It is armor, but it is more like a heavy, durable leather. Clad ninja with a visor in front of you.
Yeah, that's cool. Booming blade with the siphoner's blade. Unless booming blade. Hang on.
That should be fine. Booming blade's just
Booming
a weapon
blade
attack.
does require a material component, but the material component is the weapon,
Yep.
so that is fine. Oh my god, yes.
So
And
I
I'm
presume
dumping a fucking hit die into this. Drop one of those. Okay, so this is gonna be a lot.
Yeah, it is. That's what you do,
I don't get sneak attack though.
You don't get sneak attack though. Okay. Because there's no one else around you and you don't have advantage.
No one else around me, don't have advantage. So plus it's a D8 from the weapon with the hit die dropped, and it is a
So it'd be 4d8
1d8 thunder, yeah.
And then booming blade. And then modifier. Holy shit. Okay.
22. And if he moves, he takes an additional. Does that double the damage he would take upon moving?
We'll find out.
Cool. I'm gonna risk it for a chocolate biscuit. I'm gonna dash up here. Take an opportunity attack, maybe.
100% take an opportunity attack. But misses you. You're too quick for this guy. Him in particular.
And as a bonus action, I will just offhand strike the other guy with a regular fancy dagger. 15 will miss, I believe. You said. Oh no, that's not with proficiency. So a 17
will hit.
I will make myself proficient with that. And that is a big old 2 pokey damage.
Amazing damage.
Plus sneak attack because I didn't use it.
Oh fuck yeah! Plus sneak attack.
For 5 more.
There you go. That's capitalizing on your missed opportunities.
Yeah. Cool. That's my turn. How's this guy looking now?
This one isn't looking too bad. Surprisingly, as
cool.
You hit him, he seemed to have moved deftly to reduce the damage, uncannily.
What? Rude.
And then you ran up and shanked this guy who did about the same.
Thank you very much.
So rude. That's my turn. Blam blam.
All right, Dante, still invisible like a smart person.
He's just watching. He's got front row seats to the shit show.
This Daruka will go assault Mr. Green with his partner. And will take a swing for 15, which will just hit Mr. Green, surprisingly. How? No, that can't be correct. What's his armor? His armor is broken. He has 17 AC. That will miss. That will hit. That will miss. No, that will hit also. 17. And that will hit. That is... Oh, no, that was one too many. Cool. So that's only 2 hits. 2 big uppercuts to Mr. Green for 12 damage. He is still on his feet as he fights these 2 mono a duo. And this one will run over to... Yeah, right there. He'll take 1 strike at the Korokon above him. Oh, crit. more, so we'll call that... Oh wow, that's rough. That's only 8 damage to the Korkon above him. 1 strike at the Korkon below him. So also hit for 8. That's nice and symmetrical. And then 2 strikes at you, Kopi. 1 missing poorly. 24 making good contact with you.
Yeah, I can't dodge that with a shield.
For 5 damage to you.
Ow.
And that would be it for 2 of them. Dante, you're invisible. People are a bit more clustered up. Most people are doing alright. Everyone's looking a little bloody.
I'm going to move to here. And then... No, I need to take... So I'll take another 5 foot... So actually I'll move to here. And I'm going to hurl the bomb right here.
Oh shit, nice.
That should just catch these 2.
Yep, it would. So, you chuck a firebomb. No anything needed. You've crafted this thing pretty perfectly. You felt the effects of it. As you toss this firebomb in their area at the start of their turn, they will take damage.
And then, so that's what, my action?
That is your action to toss the firebomb, yes. Mind you, there's a moonbeam. It's only right there, so just don't go straight through his space.
Well, seeing as I am no longer
invisible,
I will bonus action Expeditious Retreat. Which allows me to immediately take the dash action.
Very cool. With the increased speed, so 40-foot dash.
Yep. So move to there. And then I still have 10 feet. I still have regular movement left. So I'm just going to shift up to here.
Right behind Elaine Groskef. She's sitting there, dagger wand in hand. Dagger one side out.
And that is my turn.
Dante tosses a firebomb and cheeses it. Korkon, 1. You're up.
Yeah.
There's 1 in A. There's not 1 in 2 or A and B.
I want to know. Great. He's already got a target to attack, so he's just going to swing. Why not? Yeah.
16 will just hit.
I guess they never miss.
This guy is almost done for.
Hi, buddy. I think that's... he's fine where he is.
Oh no, you'd get a second attack too.
Oh. Sweet.
For level
That one
5-ish
misses.
fighters. That one will miss, unfortunately. Too quick for you, they matrix bend backwards and avoid the strike.
Buddy, what are you doing?
Let's see. Elaine Groskef will not cast Fireball now.
It's looking juicy, but all these people make a dexterity saving throw. She says, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
It's actually working to the other side. It's a what's the word?
She's a double. She's a triple agent.
Black flag, murder everyone operation.
She will move in 30 feet near Almer. I think Almer is the most beat up of the people around, but you're not.
Yeah.
Eocus is just bleeding black Savra blood midair.
But he's way over there.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's pretty rough too, right? And Mr. Green, I guess.
Yeah, both of them are rough, but they are further out in the middle of combat. So she will just put a hand on your shoulder, Almer, and say, "We're almost through it. Don't worry. Thanks for showing up, by the way."
Oh, I'd never miss a performance.
Give you a... She's pretty fresh, so we'll call it a 2nd level Cure Wounds.
Put that in the tank.
14 going to you, Almer.
Just the pep I needed.
And then she has no bonus action left, so she'll just use some movement to kind of take a step back from everyone's line of sight. Mr. Green is surrounded by all the wrong people. Does he have that? Well, he does not. He's a very particular kind of person. Yeah, he's just going to fight to the end. He'll quickly take his dagger, slip a kind of vial pouch type thing he has to coat it in venom, and stab out at the Mezdaruka to his left, making contact for 7 piercing. He fails the save, so he takes all of 21. So 28 total. This guy goes down. Blood that no one can see seeps out of his visor as he just starts hacking and convulsing, and slowly loses his eyesight before eventually dying. That's it for Mr. Green. This Mezdaruka is up. He's in the moonbeam. He'll make a con save. Failing, taking all of the 2d10 moonbeam damage?
Yeah.
You upcast it.
Oh.
No, I did. Yeah, it's 3. I did level 3, so I'll just cast it again with no spells left. Yeah.
Or we can roll
It's faster than scrolling. So damage.
10 radiant. He takes all of that and is pretty much microwave from the inside out. No blood, because there's no blood left to seep out.
And you hear the heavenly. Let's see.
Yeah, it is unpleasant, but audible. And that's it for him, because that's the start of his turn. The elite will look around. Yeah, he's in a good enough position. There's a few more standing, and he's relatively quick on his feet. He will run down from the tree line over to Mr. Green. He's getting the shit kicked out of him right now. For 3 more hits.
And he uncanny dodge?
He unfortunately cannot. He is an assassin. These guys are ninja monk rogues. And he will take a heaping help of bludgeoning damage. Yes, but as he's knocked to a knee, he stands back up on his feet, bloodied and now very bruised and battered. Dagger in hand, intent look on his small folk badger-like face. Nice tan jacket with medals covering his own blood and other people's.
Yo, Chaku, those two gifts work well together.
Oh, I as soon as I saw yours, I was like, yeah, nah, I gotta do it.
This one in the fire takes damage from being in a fire. Roll me 4d6. Please, Dante.
Can I use Alchemical Savant to boost that by 4?
I believe that's only for spells, right?
Aw. Okay.
But it is more than enough as not the leather of the armor. The armor, surprisingly, is completely unburned. But you can very much smell and see the person beneath the armor is very burned. As he comes stepping through it quickly, in flames.
And takes 2d10 or 2d8 or 4d8 from the crit?
Yeah, all dice involved with the attack roll, so roll me 4d8.
18 thunder damage.
A visor pops off, and as the armor maintains its integrity, not being damaged by any of these various magical effects, meat and blood shoot out of the arm and leg holes, because the person inside has been exploded by thunderous damage.
You love to see it.
Brings us to this one by Mr. Green, one of the few remaining. They've lost 2 people and less than that for turns. He'll let out his full flurry of blows. at the curmudgeon-y old badger man. Striking truly with 2 of them for 13 damage. Mr. Green drops like some you would see in a boxing match. He's down for maybe a split second before lurching back, very concussed looking, very off balance to his feet. He is standing. Almer.
Okay, let's read. How far can I move this? I can move it... Is it 30 feet a turn?
I believe
20 or 60.
as a bonus action.
Yeah. No, it's an action, I think.
Oh,
On each of your turns, you can move the spell up to 60 feet in any direction. Okay. Let's move that bitch, and let's
use an action. Yeah, use an action to move
yeah.
60 feet. Cool.
That's fine. Let's microwave no, I'm gonna microwave Scully Boy. And I am just gonna peek out. Actually, we need to start fucking helping him. So I'm gonna run 30 feet this way. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast a healing word on him.
That will help. Let's see how much health you give him.
Let's see. I'm gonna hold on to the 3rd level, so I only got a 1st. So healing word. Yeah.
You have increased his health 5-fold, basically.
Oh god.
5-fold?
He had 1 hit
Fuck.
point.
He was on 1?
He had 1 hit point. I should have just fucking saved it because he's going down.
Literally, the definition of I didn't hear no bell.
I hear no. But he spits out his teeth. I hear no bell. Sounds like a hillbilly when he says it.
That brings us to Almer. Well, you're there, so any...
I'll go
bonus
again,
action,
sure.
movement?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, you're just in it to win it now. How you looking on spells?
Not great. I'm holding on to the 3rd, though.
There. Corkin's up. There's one person still within range.
Yeah, he's going to make 2 fat swings then. Yeah, there we go. One. Now do the other one. Oh.
2 big strikes. One severs a leg, one severs the head
Oh.
as the body falls in the flames.
Alright, alright, I didn't need to roll damage. Sick.
Yeah, he had 3 health and then you rolled 4.
Right.
But he's chopped to bits.
And then...
There's one person within range left, yeah.
Meow.
There we go.
Even if you can't swing, that's his turn.
Iokas, you're floating mid-air, looking a lot like Wanda from the newest Marvel movie. Just blackened fingers, some blood dripping off of you, all jacked up, mid-air, wet for some reason.
I haven't seen it yet. I gotta catch up. Okay, convicted here. He sees Mr. Green about to die. Personally, he has said he wants Mr. Green to die, but everyone's watching, so yeah, he'll try to appear useful. He will sapping sting on this one.
All right. Sapping Sting is a Constitution saving throw.
So,
Unaffected by your Sapping Sting cantrip.
oh no, I didn't help. What a tragedy. That's his turn.
Brilliant. Kopi, the ground around you is littered with flame and corpses.
Mm-hmm.
You're up.
Running this way, I'm gonna say, oh, hey, you two old buddies, can we all just calm down? As I cast Charm Person at 2nd level, requires no material components. They both have advantage on a DC 14 Wisdom save.
That is a move. DC 14, Wisdom save with advantage.
Yep.
So we're really scraping the barrel
So,
then, huh?
this one is affected. The one in the moonbeam is decent sense. He's like, yeah, you know what? Maybe.
Maybe I don't want to burn to death. Yeah, he good.
Yeah.
Immediately
course.
is unaffected by your charm and just watches the other in the moonbeam.
He makes a good point, John. Like, maybe we should hear him out.
That's it for you,
Well,
Kopi.
I'm just checking if I've got a bonus action, which I don't think I do. That's useful.
We'll take it non-useful at this point. I mean, if you want.
Sure. I cast Mage Hand. I cast Mage Hand, and I'm gonna cast it over here behind, or just here, just behind the dude, in case I can somehow use it.
Okay.
I'll try and like give him a wet willy with my Mage Hand.
You attempt to use a help action with your mage hand to no avail. If that's it for Kopi, Dante, lurking from the tree line, through illusion and flame, you see your allies beating on some weird ninja folk with corpses on the ground all around you, and remember that you're an alchemist. You run a shop. You make drugs. What are you doing for this blood brawl? What are you doing now for this fight?
So gonna move to here using Expeditious Retreat as the bonus action for dashing. And then Firebolt at the non-charmed person.
Okay. 22 will hit.
So 8 plus Alchemical Savant makes it a 12.
Let's see. And he had a... Yeah, nice. 12 damage. He is still on his feet. Armored is untattered. He's probably pretty beat up, though.
And that is my turn.
Corticon 1.
Oh yeah, I can go there.
Or there.
And do a swingy.
Yep, he honestly wouldn't give a shit that this guy's charmed. So if you hold shift when you click damage, you can roll critical.
Yeah.
And do that. Big 12
12.
damage. 12 is a lot, though. More than half of his life. He's still hanging on, though, as you cut deep into his back.
And another swing.
Yep. 18
one
will
hits.
hit.
Ah.
5. He is maimed, but alive.
It's okay, guys. The moonbeam's coming up.
Yeah, honestly, it's a third level. At this point, let's just say you could roll minimum and you still die.
Yeah.
That
Would be good.
brings us to Elaine Grosskaff in the back. She will run 30 feet. And then bonus action to use her Cohen feature to run 30 feet towards enemies. And then will action sprint 30 feet towards this guy, stopping just short here near Kopi and a down person. Mr. Green is up at 5 hit points.
Can I yell something at him?
Yeah.
Get out of there! We got him!
He looks around already, like, barely hanging on. He will pop one of 4 remaining satchels, so he only has 3 with his dagger, before stabbing out at this dude. Right under the armpit where the armor should be weakest. Missing, unfortunately. He will take a second stab. And thankfully hit that time. For 8 piercing and a con save. Which he will take half of this. So 13 plus 8 is 21. And as he's getting sliced, you can see he deftly moves back. And reduces some of it. He is still standing, as is Mr. Green. They're now both severely dazed and barely on their feet. It's the elite's turn. He'll use 1 strike, hopefully to knock out Mr. Green before moving on. Successfully just managing to do it. Mr. Green is on the ground, unstable from a blow to the face, but not dead. We'll put this on him.
Leapy face.
He will then step forward 10 feet. Let's move this body. Take a single swing at Kopi for 21 to hit.
Shield.
Okay, your AC becomes...
AC is 22.
He'll take
shield.
a third strike at you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He said, nice barrier.
Yeah,
Try this.
He punches you, you pull up your magical shield, he cocks back and punches you harder. For 9 bludgeoning, and I need you to make me a con save, please. You are not stunned.
Ooh.
As he uses his 4th and final strike to hit Elaine Groskef in the chest. For 6 bludgeoning. At the end of which, he will take a shadow jaunt 30 feet away into the shade of a tree. From the shade of a tree.
Can he do that if he used his...
He is not a shadow monk. He is a reskinned hobgoblin something or other. Iron Shadow. They are pretty fun. They can take 4 attacks and at any point do a shadow jaunt.
Just taking a jaunt into the shadows.
Yep, it's fun. It's a jaunt. It's not bad. Moonbeam occurs. He dies. He has 3 health.
Oh no, we gotta see that shit. I have very few things I get to see in my life. I want to see some moonbeam damage.
How toasty he's very toasty as you fry him, what, 5 times over?
Yeah, you hear the heavenly chorus as his scream turns into a
You know, the sad part is he could have lived from the damage. If you had snaked the roll, he would have been alive.
Oh well. Is he a dude or a lady?
It was a Sovereign, so it's real hard to tell, and now it's even harder to tell.
It's impossible to tell now.
Yeah. Now it's
when
just
you like
burnt stone.
microwave an egg?
Yep.
And then you take it out and just fucking explodes.
That
Yeah.
is exactly the unfortunate circumstance and end of this person. Which brings us to Almer. You have a moonbeam.
I have a moonbeam. I run 30 feet this way.
What level is Moonbeam?
It's 2nd, but you can upcast it.
And I tap the moonbeam on the ass and tell it to go over there.
Is moonbeam bright light?
Dim.
I don't even think it's technically light.
Let's take a look.
Dim light fills the cylinder. There we go.
Dim light.
Ah.
I know. It would be great. But I do cast a healing word at 1st level on Mr. Green and step on his chest.
There we go.
Actually, maybe Spare the Dying's better right now because he keeps fucking going. I can't do that though. So, yeah, healing word. Where are you? Right here.
Healing word and then like kick him to.
Yeah, I'm stepping on his chest.
Okay, for 4 health, he is back up. He's almost down. We almost got him.
We got him. Stay down. You're good. He's good. We're good.
Alright, that's it for Almer.
Vocation, right. That's why I can't see it.
Korkan A.
Oh no, yes I can. Sorry.
It's okay, you look up spells. They're good spells.
Me fighter, me hit. No hit.
Me no hurt. Me hurt extra.
First swing goes wide, but it's just a feint, a distraction. As the second one hits center mass.
It was like he swung over his head and then just did a little spin.
And Korkan wouldn't give a shit about saving lives or keeping anyone alive. So that dude takes 15 damage, minus his 2 health, is dead.
Hold on a second. It would be in...
That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Let's see. Would
cool.
that one actually like it more? That one would... Yeah, that one enjoyed the kill more than the other, so good thing he got it. And that brings us to the end of this bloodbath. You're all on the road. You're all pretty beat down.
I keep toasting that body. I don't want that one to live ever again.
Elaine.
We should burn all the bodies.
Pile them up, throw them in the beam.
Yeah, just start dragging more bodies over to get fried.
Well, Burnow Norvac is still expecting us. We have the element of surprise if we can get there in their timeline.
We could dress like them.
Korkan to start moving the bodies around.
Wait, strip the uniforms off.
Yeah, they.
We can do that after they've all been fried.
Well,
You definitely can.
I would
It just-
before.
it's just a bunch of equipment in piles of ash.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like dry cleaning.
If anyone would like to, the bodies are being piled. There's Mini Bactero, a high captain of Korops, a few of these Mezdaruka, and one seemingly very elite warrior who's been burned to a crisp.
No, just strip it off. I'm gonna throw some hydrolith oil in there too. I don't want anything to survive.
Couldn't we save
Oh.
your hydrolith oil?
Well, you used it.
No, I didn't give him all of it. I gave him some of it.
Oh, fair. How much more?
I
do you
got
have?
two. I got two. I'll use at least one. It's very flammable.
Nice. So you got one more vial left.
Yeah, I'll. There we go. Edit 1.
Yeah, and you set them all ablaze after removing. Are you blazing them and then taking their stuff, or taking their stuff and then blazing?
Take their stuff because I know the actual fire will damage the equipment.
Fair. And as
Thinking
it's
out
doing-
loud.
Go for it, Brad.
Oh, sorry. How many bodies could I technically carry if I wanted to put them in my ring?
Well, you'd have to go into your ring, which is currently connected to the watery abyssal hells.
Yes.
And because of that, you could probably fit a bunch of bodies in your ring. It's just, will they be in there later is a question that no one can
Oh,
answer.
no, I think how many can I, like, when I pop in, I have everything I carry on me. How many bodies could I, yeah,
Oh,
slightly thinking.
could
It's like he's
potentially-
trying to chum the waters in his ring.
You could potentially bring 2 bodies in with you to chum up the waters.
I can only do it once at a long rest.
He's just feeding the piratas.
If you just chained it and held on to 2 people who are alive, each of whom hold 2 dead bodies.
You can't bring living
I
people
can't
in
bring
there.
creatures until 14.
Fair enough.
Who is actually doing any of the looting here?
I want to see this cool armor that resisted fire and
Fair.
burning.
There are 6 sets of it. You have 6 sets of these assailant's garb, the armor of the Mezdaruka. Let's see if I
And
can.
I would like to immediately sit down and start ritually casting Identify
It's 11
on-
minutes.
one of them.
Okay. 11 minutes of identification on that. What is everyone else doing in the spare time of the body burning?
The spherical illusion wagon thingy, what is the actual physical logistics of it? Is there an actual wagon, or were they rolling a big sphere?
No, it is a large metal cylinder that was on a floating platform. It looks like a wagon from a distance.
It still functions.
No, you
Like-
guys broke the fuck out of that.
Oh, okay, never mind. Could we tie it to our mule, is what I'm asking.
Your Oruk probably couldn't drag it. Basically, it is a bell with a bottom cover on it that was floating through the air that looked like a wagon. You
That's no
guys
longer floating.
Stopped it, ripped the bottom floating part off of it to get them free.
Does the floating part still exist, though?
No, you have ripped it
Fuck.
off it. It is fucked. Fuck the whole thing.
Never mind. Fuck it. We roll it into the water.
I can make it half weight.
Is it big enough I could take it to the ring?
I would think small enough. I don't know what the size limit for your ring is.
Oh, it's pretty decent. I'll put.
Al, would it be able to be dragged by the Oruk if it weighed half as much?
It doesn't float anymore, though. What's the point?
Yeah, it could be moved. You could drag a giant piece of metal around you with a large, like ox-like creature.
The
That
only
would not be a
the only
problem.
good reason I can see for using it would be to maintain the illusion that we are bringing Elaine in a box, because the illusion will still hold, right?
The illusion still holds. That's true. And we could just build a wooden bottom for it, right?
If you'd like to, it wouldn't float anymore though, so you would still be dragging it. So it is
That's fine.
illusory. So you would now just hear the dragging sounds of a metal thing, but it would appear to be a cart.
Okay, we could put it. We could go buy like an actual wooden cart and put this on the wooden cart, and then it would look like the cart they're looking for. Or does this just look like a fucking normal cart?
It looks like a normal cart.
Guys, I don't see the point. It just looks like a normal cart. We could do whatever you want with it.
Do we actually know what the orb does?
It's just a bell. It was a black thing of silence to transport prisoners in that could easily float. It was covered with an illusion to not bring too much attention to them. You guys saw through that illusion, tried to pick a lock, were unable to pick the lock, so you broke the whole structure. So it no longer floats, but it is still covered with an illusion.
And it's still got a silence centered on it.
It was inside of it. So you'd have to crawl inside of the bell.
I would do that to retrieve it after my thing.
There's nothing to retrieve in there, though.
It's trash. This is trash. We broke it. It's trash.
No, there's no practical use for it right now. Right?
No, we're thinking creative, but there's really no point to bringing it, even though it is illusory.
If you could shove someone inside of it, it would make them quiet if you wanted to drag it with you. But other than that, there's no real way to contain them in it because it no longer has a locking bottom.
If it's a cylinder.
Outside the box, how big is the portal to the aquatic hills, and how big is the inside of the bell?
Well, let's see. Your bottle of spite is a 20-foot radius cylinder.
He's gonna plug it.
I was just thinking, if I can put the bell, if I take the bell into my bottle of spite, put it over the portal, then at least demons on the other side would not hear anything coming. That's kind of what I don't know if the sizes just don't add up.
No, because I'm pretty sure you can only bring things that are worn or carried, right?
Yes, I'd have to be. I guess
Yes.
it might even be too big for me to even physically carry it then.
If you could physically pick it up, I might say that you're carrying it, but I don't.
He can adjust the density.
Yeah, if you could get it into your. If the density is adjusted and Eokus can actually be holding the item, even if it's very large, you could bring it in there, and it would take up most of your interdimensional space, and more than likely block off that hole.
Okay, at that point, then it's kind of just diminishing returns then.
What do you mean?
I will say, in the meantime of the ponderance of the cart, like a bunch of dads standing around a grill, Kopi has identified the assailant's garb, the armor of the Mezduruka. And it is now, let's see, I'll go to your inventory. It's in your inventory under equipment, and you have 6 of those. Meanwhile, the rest of the boats standing there and are now burning and piled on top of each other.
That's tasty.
I don't think it's worth the slot just to put bodies in it.
Can I still wear this? Can this be worn over armor? As long as you don't wear any armor. Yeah, but can I wear it over armor for the visual effect?
Yes, that is fine. You can wear it without any
Would
effects.
it be obvious? I'm only wearing leather.
No, it'd just be bulky.
Cool. I just look chunkier.
If you want to take a screenshot easily and show that to people, I do not.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Basically, it gives you monk armor, whiz plus whiz, 10 plus whiz plus dex, plus some spells. So
10 plus whiz plus dex?
Yeah, so it gives you If your wisdom is good, it gives you great AC.
My wisdom's not great, but it's not bad.
I can also offer it to the Karatans.
Depending on the spells, it would help. Like, I would lose 2 AC, but let's be honest,
you
I'm
can wear
fucking
it
getting hit every
over
time.
armor.
Yeah, but it doesn't still give the spells if I wear it over armor, right?
No, if you're just wearing it for the aesthetic appeal of it,
Yeah.
and not wearing it as the actual armor you have. If you have armor with it, you can't use any of the effects.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
need a set anyways, just for the deception anyway. So
Save the good sets for you all. I have magic clothes I can use if I need to.
Well, there's 6 pairs of this. You have 6 outfits of the assailant's garb.
And it's a non-illusory disguise. So I think we should all wear it.
But I'll say you've killed at least 10 minutes, so I'll say 15 minutes. It's going on mid-afternoon. Noon's almost coming up. The sun's getting higher. As you all stand on the road, Korkun's looking at their new long swords. Mr. Green, quietly sitting up against a tree, battered but up.
I'm gonna, like, I'm assuming Elaine's gonna head over him. Before she does, I'm just gonna grab Elaine and say, "Hey, he fancies you. Like, he's real into you. He would have like fucking
oh,
got
was that
himself
me?
killed,
Whoops.
just so you know." I thought it was a little bit weird, a little bit too much, a bit creepy, but you know. There we go. And I walk away.
She doesn't respond. She does give you like a look or like not even surprised before she walks over to him eventually.
She knew it is creepy.
Hey,
She knows it's creepy.
Gopi, you want to help me roll this bell into the lake?
Yeah, I can make it easier. I make it half as weight size.
Eokus, as you're standing there by the remaining of the burning corpses, and Elaine's patching up Mr. Green, and they're rolling a big bell into the lake, you notice that some of the stuff on the High Captain of the Korops did not burn. They're on fire. The skin is like charred. It's starting to show bone. The hair's gone, but the cape on one of him is completely untouched.
Finn, I will, because I didn't realize I still have this, I will mage hand the cape and just pull it out.
Oh, nice. That will keep you from being burnt.
Who has identify? I know one of us does.
Kopi.
It'll take another 10 minutes before you
So does Dante. So if you trust Dante more, you can do it too with him.
This probably wouldn't be very subtle considering spellcasting, so you definitely see him casting in this robe coming out of the burning corpses that can come towards him. He will look over at the party. This seems to be magical in nature, my friends. Can one of you ascertain its properties for us?
Do we need it?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Do we need it instantaneous, or do we need or is that time?
Eokus will cough. I do not know about you all, but I do not know if I would be very effective if we have to fight again. My resources of magic are quite depleted, and I have sustained several injuries.
Eokus, you also notice one of the gauntlets on the High Captain's arm isn't tarnishing, isn't even blackened by flame. Although it'd be almost impossible to get off with the mage hand, because this is a piece of armor, basically.
Let's just grab it.
You won't mention it. Yeah, what? It's gauntlets?
It is a single, like, arm cuff near one of the gauntlets.
Like a bracer?
Yeah, like a bracer.
There's no way he can like get that and like hide it. Stuff.
No.
He will then just say, "I believe there is another item there, but we will have to wait for the flames to recede." I have like 0 sleight of hand.
Just use your mage hand.
That's what Al said. You said I couldn't really mage hand it off of it.
No, it's like on the actual arm, like a piece of armor, so you'd have to remove the whole thing. It's just too heavy for the mage hand to move.
When we
Can I just-
moved the stupid shit big thing
I'll just
into the water,
I'll just grab it. I'll just grab it. I don't care. I'll just grab it.
All right, just make me a dex save, Almer. Nice. So you only take half of, we'll say, 2d6 fire damage. 5. You get it?
Stab him. Okay, that's good. Yeah. It's still hot. Toss it towards Eocus.
oh my god.
Eocus just lets it hit his chest and falls. He has one hand.
Yep.
You have one hand.
Yeah. Remember when he gave the guy the thing, his patron didn't like
No,
that,
I know.
so
I was saying, yeah, you have one hand. You're fine.
Randy Moss makes it happen. You can too. Kopi, you pick up the gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's still hot. You have to kind of like a hot potato, pass it back and forth between your hands. But it's
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a nice steel arm cuff. It kind of locks around a forearm. It has a vague resemblance to a fox as it gets near the wrist. You saw it. It as an action. It's a well-known thing of the Core Ops. It is a Phrenic Gauntlet. One action fires off a single magic missile bolt. It is not effective, but it is good when you have nothing else to fall back on.
That's good. Killing.
We have seen this
so
be
that,
used.
yeah.
Useful, but only minorly so.
While this is going on, could I ritually cast Identify on the cloak?
Yeah.
It's great for killing civilians.
11 minutes ago, it was by as a play with fire, and Almer watches the bell sink into the depths.
I will also clear up any other signs of combat.
Your
move
choice,
things, destroy things.
Your choice of survival or stealth.
I guide you.
And let's see, because you're the one investigating Dante and doing the detecting of the magic, I will drop the item into your inventory.
That is including the guidance already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you feel very confident that you have cleaned up this battle scene, this war ground.
And any ashes from the corpses and bone remains and whatnot, I will also, after the fires died down, I'll shift it all into the water.
The blackened patches on the earth are the only thing you can't remain, but you can pull up.
Cool.
You know, it leaves a barren patch of dirt as you remove some of the actual fire-scorched earth.
I'll just arrange some sticks as if it was a campfire.
20-foot radius campfire from Elaine's fireball.
Yeah.
And as your post-fight activities are done, you've gotten a good 22 minutes to sit and kind of re-attune yourselves and get yourselves ready to go. You have no particular plan in mind. And Elaine has healed up Mr. Green with a cure wounds of a level I don't have to disclose.
If nobody's immediately making moves, I'm gonna suggest that we make tracks, and as Elaine said, try and maintain the timeline that Bernal Novak would have expected.
Does that timeline give us time for a short rest?
It would. You guys are currently in the... Let me double check. Currently in the first
Would give us
precinct.
another sleep, right?
Yeah, because you have to go to the northeast precinct. So you have a whole nother thing to travel through before you get to that area. So you'd have at least one night. You have at least about a day and a half plus from this point before he'd think something is up. Assuming he wasn't expecting a contact. Or like a confirmation notice from anyone.
Just in case, I'm going to use the Ring of Spell Restore and give myself back a 3rd level spell slot.
Start move.
I will recover my... Mistweaver Dagger. and
Yep.
I will leave the dagger one with Elaine for now, but I will just say that I can do a lot of what I normally do without that.
Hello, how
but
was the
if-
stream? And
if you
hello,
can get it back to me at the
Unstable.
soonest
Welcome,
convenience when we
Raiders.
find you
Welcome,
an alternative,
welcome.
that would be super.
I'm sure somewhere
Oh!
in a second we can pick something up.
The tail is not separable.
There we go.
Krennic.
It was great. We bullied Jericho. Oh
that
no,
wouldn't
poor
count as
Jericho.
spellcasting focus, would it?
No, unfortunately.
Good for a melee character that doesn't have any range options, though.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you just need to hit.
I always have Eldritch Blast, so it's kind of neither here nor there.
Well, you guys are very close to the border crossing into the second. If you wanted to get moving, you can leave this place behind you with your now doubled in size traveling party. With 2 Korkons, 2 men who look almost exactly the same, both bearing a vague resemblance to your fallen friend, 2 of your fallen friends at least, Stone Skin.
I'm not going to bring it up quite yet.
I don't know Stone Skin. I've heard about Stone Skin. I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in, hey, 2 of you. Twins?
Give me a perception or insight check, please, Kopi, as you guys begin moving on down the way.
Nah.
You don't notice them look to Elaine Groskef, who overhears you before answering. And you also don't see Elaine Groskef give them a small nod.
That's cool. I would also, if it's alright, I was intending to take this down the route of creepy intimidation.
Yeah, oh no. Well, from what you don't notice, though, her nod is a signal for them to answer you.
Cool.
So they
I still
not
want
exactly
it to
twins.
come across as creepily intimidating.
Oh, then I will give them a check. They're not the type to be creepily intimidated. But they are off-put by the way you intend to come about this. Yeah. So they both look at you, and then one answers sternly as you guys trail the rest of your friends walking down the road. Something like that?
Something like that. Well, you twins or not?
Not.
Cool, so not like that. Then you're Eokas, what are we calling them? Pod people?
Yes.
Which one of you is the pod person?
Neither. The other one who hasn't been speaking will answer. And then the one who was speaking says, we can't really tell.
Huh.
But okay. This makes me start to think of things.
Yeah, Iokas now has 0 trust.
Excellent. So in that case, I guess we need to kill one of you, and we can
No,
eeny, miny,
no,
moe
no.
for it?
No.
No? We
No.
don't need to do that?
Don't need to do that.
They take a step back. Elaine puts a hand on the deck.
He's kidding. He's kidding. He's kidding.
I
He's
wasn't kidding, but apparently I am wrong.
Ha 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 ha! He's kidding.
Elaine will speak up. What makes you think one of them has to go?
Neither of them have to go. We're good.
I mean,
There's a lot of mistrust lately. They're a little on edge. That's all.
I'm not about to jump and murder them. I'm just saying that I think it's weird there being 2 of a person that there wasn't originally.
Just means we have an insurance policy on one.
Iokas will give Kopi a knowing nod in agreement, but say nothing.
And as you're talking, it isn't quick, but like Kopi's saying something, and Almer tries to interject. Dante's off to the side. Iokas is more towards Kopi. The Korkon stepped back. Elaine stepped near them. Mr. Green stepped vaguely in her direction.
We need to leave. We need to leave.
Thought we were talking on the road.
Yeah, you are talking about walking, but you're
okay,
just
sorry.
stopped for a brief moment, probably.
Gotcha.
Ramps up. But if that passes without any further provocation, fades into a sort of awkward silence.
I probably, like, every so often I keep bringing things up and asking them annoying, pushy, creepy questions.
Give me 3 examples.
Ah, so, like, are you one person? Do you think the same things? You ever do any weird shit together?
They don't answer your first question, but they do both give you the exact same weird look.
Finally, my own clone. Now
You know-
neither of us will be virgins.
I've been so attracted to myself.
Some
Curiosity, my guys.
shit.
It's not gay if it's the same DNA, am I right?
I would.
I know you would, Ben.
They give you a weird look in response, and then one will answer, "We don't always think the same thing."
Just
Yeah.
often?
Often, the other one will say.
Nothing in absolutes.
Can you do the, like, whole weird twin thing where you just flawlessly finish each other's sentences back and forth?
No, one will kind of shake his head, but we fight damn good together.
Okay.
You
Are your
guys
dicks
are...
the same?
Yeah, pretty much. They're pretty fine with bringing that up. You can give me an insight check.
They have no lack of confidence.
No, this was definitely a, how do I know you're really me? And they thought of like 3 to 4 things.
That was one of the things.
And as your conversation continues on, with these moments of silence in between, you see on the horizon the border crossing into the 2nd precinct.
So I think during one of the moments of of silence, you just hear Dante in the back going, "So, you want to buy some dust sticks?"
Both of them don't have much money on me.
Yeah, I mean, first it can be free.
They will think that over. And then they give each other a look. But yeah.
How long has it been since we first met up with Mr. Green in order to commence this operation to save her?
2-ish days? You met him. We can go to the Isdell map if you like. You met him in the 4th precinct, and then you made your way through the 5th into the 6th, and then from there you went to the 1st. So it's been 1, 2, going on 3.5 days.
Okay. Yeah. Next time we take a break, Iokis is just going to try to sneak away and ask Tomo for an update for his book, but that's all.
All right.
Como amigato, mister. Okay.
Roboto.
You guys are about 400 feet or so out from a border crossing with 3 formerly wanted fugitives, a well-known assassin, and a drug dealer.
Perhaps we should backtrack a little bit and rest? Is that what we want?
Definitely need at least a short.
You just let me know. I
also think it would be pretty easy to all wear 6 of us, 1, 2, 3, 4, or just 4 of us wear. Like, we presume, based on knowing that secret police be secret police, that regular police would know who a secret police are.
Well, not only that, the uniforms themselves allow you to cast Disguise Self, so if Elaine actually attunes to these clothes, she could just make herself look like one of them and not herself, and through her dealing, she probably knows the correct mannerisms to get through border crossings.
Yeah, lead a group, then we have one of the Korokans just be wearing the uniform, and one of them be a prisoner.
You do not have to waste a uniform on Iokis. I have glamored clothes, and I can disguise self as a evocation.
Okay.
And Elaine will pipe in as well. I can change it up if I need to.
I just figure since she's probably not wearing armor right now anyways, it would probably be better than not wearing armor.
It would probably be better than not wearing armor.
Because I assume she must have some sort of dex or wisdom.
You're half right.
Dex it is! No, wisdom! She's clericish!
But with fireball.
As you all, or whoever does among you, put on the armor, or
Like
think about
cleric?
putting on the armor, you can rest up here for the night in the first precinct if you want. If that seems to be the plan.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Do you want to, like, rest or short rest? Do we have time for a long rest?
It's the middle of the day, but you could still fit in with the schedule if you've rested now and traveled through the night.
I think that's a good plan then.
Okay.
Let's go like a mile or so off the main road and yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
recall,
Ooh.
you guys rushed here to like head them off at the pass.
True. So we got a little bit of time. Plus, they could have had unexpected delays that we can bullshit.
And I will say, with this many people off to the side of the road, watches aren't an issue. You can get your long
also
rest in.
tower?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I mean, the tower still, you want people to be looking around, but it's pretty much not an issue. There's enough of you and a nice place to stay.
It's only a 2-story tower, though.
It's pretty compact.
Only a 2-star. Yeah.
So you guys have a long rest to take and any kind of downtime or things you might want to work on or loot to distribute. As Dante and Kopi both have a few things you've identified.
I'll identify the cloak, or did Dante already do that?
I already did that.
Neat. I mean, I'll take the braces of one magic missile a day if nobody else is first.
Oh, it's not a magic missile a day. It's a single magic missile bolt as an action.
You just do a dart. It's a 1d4.
Oh! What, like, unlimitedly?
Unlimitedly, you shoot a single magic missile bolt as an action.
Fuck.
So you're just like, 1d4.
Cantrip.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to get a sidekick, like a small imp or something that just blasts the magic missile every turn.
Hello, may I introduce my character? No.
I am an imp. No.
It is based off the Phrenic and their natural ability to cast magic missile-like things.
I am now less interested in it, but I would still take it if nobody's interested at all.
It's not worth for me to take.
Seems like it's up for grabs, as you can get your long rest in and click your buttons, and make sure all your things are recovered.
I just give it to the twins. I don't care.
I'll take it rather than give it to the twins.
Since we're on Lux, I walk off. Does Tomo respond?
You sent him to find the Scions about, this would be a day or so ago?
He sent Tomo to meet the cleric of Tiamat because Logoth got his ear cut off and had a bit of moment. So Logoth is going back to the archives.
Ah, there we go. And Tioma went to the... All right, yeah, so he's going to find...
He told him about the sewers and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's why it's right there. Yeah, so he'd be on a day. Yeah, for a day he could be there. Let's see. What do you ask him? You just ask him for like a cash report?
So
He just asks him for a report. Yeah, just update.
Okay, I'll get that to you. And you're saying what, Toby? Before?
Oh, just before sleep, I want to try contacting the crazy
plane.
person again.
Okay. That'll be interesting. Iocus, you get back in written form, correct?
Yes, it's basically sending through the book.
Working on it now, found the door, went in, haven't seen anyone yet. Bunch of undead things. We'll write again. Sir.
Yeah, he just responds, continue as planned, inform me of any complications next communication. Good luck.
Cut to Kopi doing some Kopi shit.
Yeah.
Yes. You,
How much psychic damage do I take this time?
It's been pretty consistent with 3d6, I believe.
Yummy.
So that will be 9 to you.
Ooh. Is it still the hand? Same spot?
Still the same spot, still the same hand.
Is it like starting to scar up a bit now?
It's not so much a scar, but you feel it anew every time.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Cool.
have 5 questions to what you assume to be the same deity. Or
And they're
deity-like
yes,
thing.
no, right, cool.
Yes, no, maybe, irrelevant, unclear, or weird little cryptic shit.
Cool. Were we watched through the lampposts at any point during the fight today?
No.
Cool. Do you know which Korrikan is the original one?
Irrelevant.
Do we know, this is Toby asking, do we know, like, did we talk to Riskerovich at all about Bernal Novak's abilities? Like, what we're facing?
No, you were actually supposed to meet up with him in Taos after you got Elaine. Which is in the first precinct, but might throw you off your time schedule.
Yeah. Is Riskerovich in Taos?
Unclear. That is 3, I believe.
Yep.
And Neokas, you have Riskerovich in your book, too.
Yeah, I think we should try and tell Riskerovich to meet us en route.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay.
He would have probably, yeah. I mean, Kopi, you saw that whole interaction via stealth, so you know at least he has the name in his book.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Riskerovich also told everyone you had him sign a book.
That's right. That's right. So yeah,
Yeah.
y'all know I can do it. I forgot about it. He spilled the beans.
Yeah. 2 more questions. You're the same entity that I've spoken to each time, right?
Unclear.
Do I hear a voice from these questions?
Yeah, it's always the same, very cold, feminine,
Yeah.
almost like CEO lawyer type voice. The bad female character from every show and or movie ever voice.
Oh god. So really hot. Alright.
Yeah, really hot, kind of a bitch, which makes her that much more hot, and
Well, along those lines, Kopi is gonna say, is it weird that I find your voice attractive?
No.
no response.
Whoa.
10 psychic damage.
That's the response I expected.
That only makes her hotter.
You just get the horny bonk.
Turn of phrase.
You get the bonk. No lewd.
The end of the spell, and I go to sleep
Bonking
in a
stick.
bathtub. Was
What
that
did-
also in the hand? Same spot?
Same spot.
Cool. Cool.
Anyone else have a thing they'd like to work on overnight?
Oh,
I
and I'll
type.
immediately, tell Iokas that we need to try and get Riskerovich to meet us en route.
Yeah, he will. He doesn't like using his book in front of people. He will go off a little ways and then just briefly inform him of what has happened and the known going to destination with estimated time of arrival.
Eokus, a bit sensitive about his penmanship, will move away from everyone. Begin writing in his book. Actually, do you think it and they hear it? Do you write it and they hear it?
Let
Treat it as the sending
me.
spell, except for on the book end.
I know they think it and it appears in print on his book. I just don't know if he has to write his statements into the book to be sent out. But either way, you hear back from Iscarovich very quickly. I will meet you at the tower. He has a lodge not far from it, or the main gate from the second. Go for it about 2 miles north and a mile east, and you should be near it. It's still snowing there, so stay warm. See you soon.
Reading it, yes, it is all through text both ways, and I will relay that answer to the party.
Okay.
So with that, Riscarovich shall meet you at the Tower of Bernal Norvac in the Northeast Precinct. And the night goes by without, or the night.
You were going to say something, Ryan.
Yeah, I typed something else. If I was allowed to, like a cleric, take the entire evening to prepare 2 different spells.
Yes, your goddess has a newfound connection with you, and you are given a new set of blessings.
I'm only going to change 2.
Fair. And you guys will sleep the afternoon away in the realest moment of D&D ever. As you go to bed at about 11:42 in the afternoon. And wake up just before 8 p.m. Night sky up, still warm, and no snow here in the first precinct. Weather shield is up. It is cozy. Grass is a little oversaturated and browned now. Some trees have lost their leaves. But other than that, it's back to this nice, crisp, spring, fall weather. You guys come to after spending the night with a literal pod person or 2, depending on how you look at it. And awake to find the Quirkons just loudly sleeping. Seems like an oxymoron, but they're not. They're just passed out, loud snores, thumping as they toss and turn in their rest. Elaine Groskeff is... As you do that, Elaine Groskeff was already up making herself some food, and Mr. Green was somewhere outside of the tower along the perimeter. Elaine will find Almer. It's your tower, so I guess whenever you're ready to go, we can head out.
Yeah. It'll just go away on its own. We can just walk out the door whenever.
Oh, neat. Korokons pick up their longsword, and the armor they put on, whereas it doesn't help them too much, it has expanded to fit them better, whereas it was kind of tight when they initially did it. The assailant's garb will fit the wearer after some time. You guys still need a way across the border crossing into the second precinct, but the plan sounds like a bunch of disguises and some well-placed lies.
Yeah, pretty much. With maybe Elaine taking the lead on that. And we are all disguised as Secret Police.
There we go. Mezdaruka.
Mezdaruka. Thank you.
And I guess we'll say as you get to the border crossing, we'll call this a group skill challenge. How can you aid? Who has some deceptive skills?
I have
can do
deceptive
it, say-
skills. I have bardic. I have guidance. I also have insight if it'll be helpful.
There we go. You can provide
Persuasion.
You can provide someone a guidance or a bardic, and someone else can make the deception check. Elaine herself is not too good at deceiving. She's not bad at it.
I'm pretty good at intimidating. I could play the grumpy leader type character and sort of.
I'm not bad at deception. I have a +6. I'm just better at persuasion.
And also, if you're doing the check, then you can't add your bardic or
Yeah.
anything to it.
I've got a
I'm-
+6 intimidation. Go on.
I've got a +6 deception.
That works. I can bardic. I can both bardic and guide you, or assist you. I guess he could assist you, and I could bardic and guide.
Yeah, I'll play the mute second in command to your nice leader, and I would like to intimidatingly assist my leader.
And Elaine will give you all the right mannerisms and words to say, as well as point out how, if you're going to minor illusion yourself or disguise yourself with the spell, what to add and what symbols to tack on to look like a mid-lieutenant, a slightly higher rank. So as you get closer and you guys make this plan, most of you are disguised, wearing the armor of the assailant's garb, the Mezdaruka uniform. I am going to need a check from you, Dante. Deception.
I've got your bonus shit from me, so whatever you roll, I'll just hit enter and you'll get.
Deception with advantage, and then Almer, Ryan, you can roll the extra dice stuff. And then to tack onto that, Kopi, you just roll me an intimidation.
We say, would deception count as an ability check?
It would.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can also add your
Smartness to it, yeah. Flash of genius.
It's at 25 already. It's up to you.
Oh, no, that's Kopi's intimidation. That's in tandem with
Oh.
this.
Oh,
Whoops, sorry.
and it's what?
Add a 6.
Advantage deception check.
Yeah. So shift click for advantage.
Yes. We'll shift click to pick.
So that's what, 20, 26?
Yep, and you add your flash.
Sure. So make it an even 30.
With an even 30, you guys spend a good 45 minutes practicing how to stand. You practice what to say. Everyone else practices how to look. And like Shaun of the Dead when they're getting ready to be zombies, you head out and basically perfectly execute this to swiftly skip the line going from the first precinct to the second, saving yourself a lot of time, even a few more hours.
I'm doing the, barging people aside. Make room.
Yep. Yeah, they are quickly making room. Those who don't notice quickly regret it and then step out of the way, apologizing. As you get up to the front, Dante, with some slick words and all the right gestures and mannerisms, is able to get passage as you all follow behind him, rank and file, through the border crossing into the second precinct in the late hours of the night. Unfortunately, no stores are open right now, but by the time it'd be for you all to rest again, you'd be near the northeast precinct. Not quite in
if
it.
no stores are open, I want my wand back. I would break into a store to get an arcane focus.
Alright, we'll say 2 hours into your travels, you do pass a town. Is everyone going in? Kopi, as you all see the town Kopi, do you expect you want to break in, or just say you want to go check something out?
I will say, Elaine, I'm gonna nab that wand back. Just gonna real quick pop in and acquire you a replacement.
Oh, wait. So, wait. This reminds you of something my aunt told me. Do you need a distraction?
I mean, I was gonna go invisible, but sure, you can go for a distraction. Always help.
I'll put it. I'll strip to a different clothes and put my normal stuff back on, and I will walk a little bit away and try to put on an impromptu show to draw everyone's attention away. I guess it's really late, isn't it?
It is. Well, I mean, it's getting late. It's at this
Okay.
point, it's 10
People are still
going on-
awake.
no, it's 11-ish going on 12.
So there's some drunks out.
Yeah, well, let's check what day it is. Let's make sure I can... Oh, yeah, it is Saturday night.
Oh,
hell
baby. I put the hat out and we're doing some buskers.
There's people out. Korkans and Gruskef remain far away. Anyone else who likes to get involved can. But as you put on a decent enough show, some people do start leaving. Kopi, I'm going to need... Oh, the perfect show. A mix of theater, song, and proselytizing, and basically giving off a sermon as Kobe sneaks off into the small town at night.
So,
I need an investigation check from you, Kobe.
okie dokie.
You find your way through the small streets, and whereas you don't see any, you see a bunch of common shops. You see a few homes, a few like baked good places, a few like not delis, butcher shops. You eventually come across not like a wand shop, but a person's home, and you can just see through the window. There seems to be an older woman sitting back to the window at a desk, looking over some kind of book she's scrolling in, and off to the side of her, there is a wand.
Cool. So, as I come up to the door, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand, and then cast Invisibility. Is the door locked?
Let's find out. With a 30 or lower, she forgot to lock the door. Nice and oiled lock silently opens up for you.
Cool. I'm gonna sneak in, bring the Mage Hand with me. Do you need stealth?
Give me a stealth check for you. The mage hand is silent. Quietly move in on the elderly studying woman.
Yep. The Mage Hand is also invisible as a arcane trickster.
Amazing.
And I'm just gonna real swiftly fly it over, grab the wand, bring it back to me, move it round behind her back as she's riding.
Give me a stealth of hand check with advantage. Unbeknownst to her, you pick up the wand and carry it around behind her.
Yep.
She is none the wiser.
I leave, I slip out again, close the door very gently, return to the group, give the wand to Elaine. I found one place that was still open. Here you go.
Can you give me a deception check? Oh, thanks. She takes it and puts it on her person.
Cool. I've got my wand back.
Life was good.
Yeah.
Did I make any money, Al?
Well, you rolled a hell of a performance. Let's see. Let's think about it. Let's see what you could have done.
Like, I had people on stage singing with me and everything. I'm getting them included.
And it's a decent enough spot. Roll me, roll me a, just a general charisma check. With advantage.
Okay.
Alright.
Is Almer close enough for me to use my reaction?
Sure. You can be among the party. You didn't go into town.
Plus
You get
4.
pyrotechnics.
Flash of Genius, plus 4.
20.
Alright. Yeah, Almer, you made a pretty penny. You've gotten 16 gold, 26 copper, and 17 silver.
Got it. Thank you. I give 1 gold to the prettiest lady in the crowd and give her a holy symbol.
All right. She is very taken. You are busy with the event. Dante, can you give me a perception check?
Sure.
And Iokas, too, if you'd be amongst the party and not secluded somewhere with Elaine and the Korkans.
Perception, you said?
Perception, yes. If you're at the party, that is.
He would have been watching from at least the back. Yokas don't dance.
Okay.
Does he at least tap his foot?
No, just complete just deadness.
Gargoyle statue.
You both can see as she gets to the back edge of the crowd a little later on in the show, the prettiest woman there who got the pendant and the gold quickly gets into a fight with another seemingly much drunker woman. It doesn't last long as the drunk woman walks up on her swiftly, shouts something, swings, she ducks, the drunk woman falls overhead twice, kind of lands on the ground splayed out, and then she just gives a single soccer kick to her face before moving on.
Best.
Can I run to the woman that's on the ground now, the drunk woman?
Sure.
I help her head up, and I'm like, "Are you okay, my dear?"
Good.
Okay. Here. I just put one around her necklace, her neck too, and I'm just like, "Don't worry, she doesn't play favorites." And I'll just walk away.
Give me a perception check, Almer.
Okay. Perception.
You just hear as you're about 10 feet away, "Oh, gold."
I still walk away. I don't care.
And then after this chaos, Kopi would double back. You'd have your profits. And the meaning of low profile doesn't matter. A silent B&E and a small rock concert later. We'll go with 1 a.m. now on Sunday morning.
Was I arriving as the fight between the two ladies happened?
You'd be arriving just after it. So there's a drunk woman on the ground mumbling how she wanted the gold, and Almer is just walking away from her now.
What happened here?
Trip. You notice a big muddy shoe print on her face.
Standard Alma performance, I guess.
Adds up.
She stays there for a bit. Eventually does get up. So without anything really to pack up, no auxiliary band to deal with. We lost Patrick, but he'll be back. Oh no, who do we lose? No one? I heard the sound.
Oh, maybe that was just my phone? I don't know.
I have to jump on and off about every hour just to refresh it.
There we go. Okay. Want to make sure we had everyone. So with that, chaos just barely behind you. You all are still in the second precinct, and will be for a few more hours if you continue walking on together. Anything you'd like to do amongst yourselves? Conversation seems to be very little between Mr.
Toby
Green
is
and Groskef.
curious about the lady who just floored the other lady, but that's Toby, and Kopi didn't see it.
Fair.
I guess if Iokas will try to take another moment to go aside and ask. I just deleted his name, sadly. The cultist of what is it? Baku?
Yep, Scion of Baku.
Scion. And just ask him. Are you planning any moves? That will be all it is.
You'll get something eventually from him. He has to check with some people first. He is
Yeah,
not.
but he knows he's going through a middleman, kind of.
So I will even say from your previous 30 of a deception check. When you do all eventually, at this point, probably around 5, 6 in the morning, get to the border crossing from the 2nd into the Northeast Precinct. Mind you, the Northeast Precinct is filled with snow. The 2nd Precinct seems to also have the weather barrier up. But the Northeast Precinct is a frozen tundra. So there's not much, pretty much debate or much of a line to get into it. It's all people trying to get out of it. Or into the 2nd, rather. So you can pass through with very little effort. And from there, you do have directions to the lodge or the tower of Burnell Norvac. You just need to make a decent enough survival roll as a group to get there.
Oh shit, aren't I the default survival guy still?
Not me.
Fuck.
Yeah, no bonus
Who,
over here.
who knew the political plotter doesn't know shit about surviving?
Someone want to assist me?
Yeah.
By no bonus.
Can I guidance myself?
You can be guided. The moonlight of Eilistraee in this early morning hour will fall
Guide
upon you.
my steps. So is someone helping me or no?
I am if I'm allowed to.
Do we have to have a
You can, if
proficiency
you're not
to help?
proficient, make me a survival check yourself. Whoever wants to help.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not. You're unable to assist them.
Oh god.
So that is a d6 plus is a 9.
Plus, plus flash of inspiration, Dante.
Sure, that'll be another +4.
13.
So 13?
No, for 13 with directions is more than enough.
Like, I'm an urban used car salesman. Why am I the wilderness man?
I just picture it like, we're walking along. Dante's his nose in his alchemical book. I was just, nope, you're supposed to go right.
Nope, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Directions say left.
And I point at like some berries as we walk by, and I'm like, "Don't eat those; they're poisonous. They're just blueberries. I don't know though." And we just.
Meanwhile, they're
What
also
happens? You take a bunch of city folk in the wilderness.
They're frozen solid from the icy snowbanks surrounding them, like the wind drift exposing just the bottom of the berry bush.
Hey, frozen blueberries are delicious.
Yeah, well, they're all around you.
I'm eating frozen
Frozen.
blueberries.
I told you not to eat them though; they're poisonous, right? So we didn't eat it.
I've never
No,
had
I ate them.
blueberries.
You're gonna get a tummy ache.
And just after 2 hours of travel through the cold, wet, icy snow, and the early morning sun coming out at least, although the sky is covered with a whipping haze of white snow powder, and the clouds above look angry and not clear as they normally do under the nice weather dome of Isdell. You find yourselves at the outskirts of a rather large cabin, and beyond that, further away, you can barely see the peak of a modest, large, two-ish story tower.
And where were we meeting Ruskarevich?
At the tower of Burnell Norvac, but he might not be here yet. You guys were a bit closer than he would have been.
So maybe we stay at some distance.
I'll say at this point you're probably less than a mile out from the tower is this large lodge-like cabin you've all stumbled upon.
So stumbled upon a cabin, but is not the tower yet. So
No, so basically as you're wandering through the snowbanks, the rough overgrown, snow-swept barriers kind of give way to flat brown grass and kind of cleared path in the snow, which quickly leads to a very large one-floor lodge made of nice stone.
So you're saying it's a cabin in the woods?
Unfortunately, I am saying that, but that bears no connotation of anything that may or may not be happening here.
No one to
Middle of
touch
the night, right?
anything.
Oh no, you guys slept through the afternoon like true modern day people, and woke up at the middle of the night. I woke up at like 9 o'clock, partied a little, and then walked all night. So it's now like 8 a.m. of Sunday morning.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna sneak up to the door. Well, not up to the door. I'm gonna get closer to the door, cast Mage Hand, see if the door's locked.
The door is locked.
I'm gonna pick the lock with my Mage Hand.
You all see Kopi step up to this lodge and then start fiddling with the lock.
Would you like my help with that?
Yeah, maybe.
You ask as it kind of catches and you can't quite turn it.
He throws a fucking Molotov cocktail.
So you can have make a Thieves' Tools check with advantage.
Sorry, am I making that one or is Dante?
Whoever wants to can do it with advantage from the other one helping. I don't know who's better at it.
I got a +7.
I'm at +11.
Yeah, you do it.
Do you need a hand?
Do you need a hand? By which I mean,
Eocus finds that offensive.
get out of the way, amateur.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry.
All right. So whoever likes to
22.
a 22. Dante swiftly and quickly undoes the lock and opens up to a small foyer. A bench on the side, place to hang your coat, put away your weapons, although there's currently no weapons put there, and then another set of doors.
So as done is putting the tools away, he just kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, I used to always forget my keys, so I need an alternate way in."
I used to use the window.
I would like to check for traps.
All right. Can you please give me a investigation check? And as Kopi's doing that, can all four of you give me a perception check?
Absolutely. Al, while we're doing this, is what I sent you in Discord okay, or?
I have to check it out, because I know those aren't on the list, so I'd have to compare them to other things that are on the list.
I could always take something. I know I could at least get rid of the third, and take like slow or something if I had to.
Yeah, I can just work it out. I know you need to know, but I'm not quite sure.
I think I could still learn Pass Without a Trace though if I wanted to. So.
Okay, if you can learn that anyway, feel free to switch it out. If it's on your list,
I'll just do the one for now. I'll just do the one for now.
So let's see. A perception check. Yeah, Kopi, Dante, and Eocus barely. You all hear someone fiddling with the door across from you, getting ready to open it. Kopi, with your investigation check, you don't see any kind of signs of a trap. Unfortunately, it's not enough time to react as you hear the sound at the door. Almer, what you pick up with your perception check is a familiar voice. Saying,
No.
"Sorry, hi, is someone there?" And Hilga steps out into the foyer and kind of looks over at the two of them and then passes. "Oh, sorry, who are? Almer."
I just opened my arms. I'm like, "Come here, girl. Come here."
Oh, she happily starts walking, forgetting about the door behind her. "Oh, excuse me," and hi.
I take a step to the side. I just grab her and give her a big hug.
Yeah, she does the same. She's like, "How did you find me?" Oh.
Ugh, it's been forever. How have you been?
I've been fine. We got caught up for work. We hadn't seen you. We left a note at the house. Pafane, as you're inside, you hear a kind of ruckus.
Yep.
Pafane.
Yeah, German's weird.
It'll take
Fane.
4 to 5 tries.
Yep.
As you hear this ruckus, you know someone's outside, and the lady who's been very nice to you and cooked great food so far seems to be excited about it.
Oh. Huh.
I just like get her a little closer, a little more off to the side. Like I want to like have a little intimate moment with her and be like, "How have you been?"
She kind of looks to her friends. You can go in if you like. There's plenty of room. Just some tower guards and my husband and a few ruck stunned. Oh, and a visitor. Go ahead and chat if you like.
Did she say tower guards?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Yeah, remember, she's like pod person brainwashed.
I know.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to do a murder again.
Oh yeah, no, I was just getting her away from the murder.
Yeah. Everyone heard tower guards, right?
Everyone heard tower guards, but so far, any tower guards that you can kind of see, kind of chatting in the room, just seem to be chatting in the room and hanging around.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that the rest of the group knows we're about to do a murder.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Look around to see that, especially like these three as well, and Mr. Green, to see that they're all ready.
They're dressed up, right? Like we're...
Oh yeah, you're all in the
Yeah.
Mr. Ruka uniform.
Yeah. Dante, should we go deal with those guards?
I'd rather not. So.
As you go in, Kopi, the other door is unlocked at this point. And as the two of you even catch a breach before you can see mostly got back Taro sitting around, eating, chatting. Few heads turn to you as you kind of enter their peripheral vision. They quickly turn back away and continue eating.
I mean,
you can see there's a few Ruckstund running around, giving these three some drinks. This one seems to be running some back room.
I mean, as far as I know, we don't have to kill them.
Mr. Green and Elaine and the Korkans will tentatively start walking in. Elaine will give Hilga a polite nod. Like, nice to meet you. I'll talk to you inside. Iokas, what are you doing?
Iokas is suspicious. Everything. Is this a two-story building?
Oh, this is a large one-story building.
Is there a chimney?
There is, in fact, a chimney right here.
With smoke currently coming out, I guess?
Yes. There's also a small smokestack, not from a chimney, coming out in the back right portion of the building.
Iokas is basically just trying to find any alternative entrance instead of the front. But it's looking like that might not be any option, so he is in disguise. I guess he'll just go and just silently follow behind everyone, maybe 10, 15 feet behind them.
Dante and Kopi, you're ahead of everyone and kind of dictate the pace of what happens.
Ryan was wanting to say some words then.
Oh, Ryan?
Just whenever it flows, like, because I know obviously, like, there's, like, timing issues here if something happens.
So as they're passing by you, have some words you can share with her.
Okay. Like, what has been going... What have you been doing? What are you doing here?
Oh, well, Mr. Nordvac called us to work at the tower, which we normally do. And then I guess it needs to be repaired or something, because other fellas came by and we all got told to stay at the lodge here for a bit. And the tower guys came with us, and Otto's inside.
Oh, well, I'll have to see him. We haven't had a chat in a while. Have you been keeping up with your studies that I left?
I have read a fair bit.
What do you think so far?
It's interesting. It's nice, mainly.
Is she, like, just complete pod person now that I'm, like, I know more? Like, she's just being polite to be polite?
She's very... It seems to be bleeding through. You're not sure if it's like a confirmation bias or the particular subject or what's going on. You can roll me an insight check if you like. Maybe she was this nice. Maybe it's just almost a Ruckstund like fucking C word for just fucking tagging along with someone.
So I learned some interesting things that, like, the lady has illuminated for me since then.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you have, well, and I kind of fished through my pocket and I was like, well, there's this. Do you know what this is?
No, but it's lovely.
Oh.
Now, I don't want you to do anything you're not comfortable with. But this is a vision vial. And what it does is it lets you see something that's important for you to know. And everybody sees something different.
Oh, that's bordering on deception.
It's 100% deception.
Yeah. So if you'd like to roll me a deception check firstly. Well, if you want me to see, I guess I could.
It's up to you. It's a personal journey. But since I consider you an acolyte at this point, you're well read. If you want to know further, though, this could illuminate certain things.
I'll talk to Otto. Maybe we can both try later.
Maybe you could both try it together. Yeah.
She shivers a little.
Let's step inside. It's so nice to see you.
I didn't expect it.
I'm very surprised as well.
We can cut back to Kopi and Dante kind of in the forefront.
I'm gonna step in and just Bactero, attention.
Yeah, you're disguised. You get their attention now. They looked away from you, but now that you're in superior uniform regalia, or at least regalia of the core ops, you snap to it. Fane, you see some more guards walk in. Very short totem fellow seems to be commanding some attention.
You all need to stand guard outside and watch the front.
Give me...
You can finish your meals later. I would like to be intimidating them more than deceiving them, if I may.
That's fair. You can give me an intimidation check with advantage. All but one guard begin to move, and one just says, "What about the back?"
Ah, of course. You, pointing to him, and you, two more, you guard the back.
And so basically I'll send 3 to the back, and the rest will go up front. They do slowly start filing out. Most of them keep their food or drink in hand. A few of them grab a heavier cloak. The rocks stay inside still, just holding plates and whatnot.
Do I know Otto and... I've had Otto and Hilga described, right?
Yeah, you would have heard stuff about them. They found their name in their ledger, so they would have been at least a vague who are they of everything.
And I would have explained too how I even arrived on this continent. Like, it was... Or at least how I perceived I had.
Yep. And the stuff with Otto and Hilga is 100% in your memory of. They helped you no matter what or how.
Oh yeah, no, like they're good. They help me.
And pointing towards Fana, and who are you?
His computer died. He'll be back.
Oh yeah.
He's the Twilight Princess from Zelda.
A mouthful of pancakes person cannot currently talk to you, unfortunately. They look up at you, trying to chew and talk. You see it'll take them a moment.
I just walk over, you son of a bitch.
Oh, Otto will stand up and let out a half giggle. Ah! Almer!
Just squeeze him, and I weakly try to pick him up and spin him.
He's hefty, but yeah, enough.
Oh, you've been eating too many of those pancakes!
It's so good to see you.
Yes, what the hell are you doing here? She was telling me you got asked by, is it your employer, is it?
Yeah, our boss, the Unterherr. We work in the tower mostly, but we're in the lodge helping, support his Bactero.
That's right, that's right.
Oh, take a seat. There's plenty of them.
I think that is going to go find a seat and just kind of plop down, exhausted.
Everyone's sitting around at that table like real uneasy.
Yeah, those 4 just all take a half seat on the stool.
They're all like picking up they're grabbing the silverware and like holding it.
Hilga, let me roll check for both of them. Yeah, Hilga will look over, but oh, you all must be related to that stone skin fella. I'm very sorry for your loss. And you can see they go, what? You right? Stone skin, you're related to him? Big fella, very nice. Bigger appetite? They go, yeah, that's our brother. Oh, well, Almer, did you not tell them? Your brother passed a few weeks ago now.
You, like, I personally never talked to him. Like, you guys are Stone Kid's brother?
Yeah. Another goes, I guess we are. And the other one will give him a punch in the arm. And then one will hop over and just start finishing another guard's drink.
I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to have a talk then. And if they give me 20 minutes, if that is, I will start to explain the story.
Yeah, you can tell the night Stoneskin died.
Well, I'll start from the beginning. He was looking for you, yada yada yada, went with us, yada yada.
I will tell Dante real quick that I'm gonna go outside and be with the guards and just kind of watch what they're up to and talk to them a bit, get a report, and give them also a bit of a dressing down, like a, superior officer walking around checking everybody's equipment, etc. And I will also just say to Iokas, can you let Raskurovich know that Kopi will be outside with a bunch of guards outside the lodge. And ask for an ETA, I guess.
Iokas nods. He will walk over, kind of over here, just away from everybody, so he can do that in private. And he tells you, I will give you a thumbs up if he is inbound, or a thumbs down if he won't make it in time.
Well, Iokas would quickly get the written response of, a few hours, snow is slowing me down. Gotta go the long way. Be there soon.
So that's pretty much a thumbs down. It's going to be a while. No, he said be there soon. Yeah, he'll give him a thumbs up.
Soonish. Within the day, basically.
he does one of those thumb things, which is like waving, like, eh.
Cool. Go outside and give the guard the dressing down, slap them on their wrists about discipline, knock a sandwich out of one of their hands.
Eat a sandwich in front of him.
Knock it out of his hand and then catch it midair with your tongue and eat it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that if food's available, you'll probably get something to eat.
Oh yeah,
it's good food.
It's
delicious.
Drink. There's plenty of stuff around.
You're pulling the because they're still dressed as the secret police, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, Osgart. Yeah, he's going to take the whole mask bit off so he can actually eat. God, it's weird not having him in his plague mask.
It's real smelly at this point. He's got to wash it out.
So that just leaves you all, guards and Kopi out front. One pancake eating, riffling on a chair by the fire, looking out at you all. Korkun's processing this new news. Dante getting some food. Lane Grotskef and Mr. Green sitting adequately far apart.
Awkward high school distance.
Oh.
And then he'll go wander back over to Otto before taking a seat.
Oh yeah, I'd sit like right with them.
So, when did you start working with Burnell's security people?
I just try. You know me. Like, have to. Got to make a living somehow, and I'm a man of unique ability, so I was approached. I know people that know Norvell, so my name kind of came up. It's just kind of been going on since, I guess. I just been kind of kind of like hand to mouth situation. Just been kind of doing what's in front of me.
Well, either way, way. It's nice. It's nice that everyone we know knows each other.
Yes. It's funny how small the world is.
And with that, is there anything major anyone would like to do?
Just a small question. Novak,
Yes.
is he married?
No. Not as far as you
Good
know.
to know.
If we
Can't murder his wife.
if we ever get Ben back, everything will help out a little bit.
Oh, Iocus is starting some calculations now.
But at
Ben
that
is
what's going on right now.
Yeah, like I'll just shoot the shit with them, catch them up
So,
broadly.
At this point, we'll say we are generally waiting for Riscarovich to get to the lodge.
If Otto and Hilga's willing to go through the thing I suggested, because he seemed like he kind of just looks to her for any decisions, but I just wanted him to also be there.
Yeah, you notice it's weird because they do always ask each other, but then they normally go with a decision they agree upon anyway.
Yeah.
But if they do bring up, go, well, I guess it's still early in the day. Maybe after some lunch, Otto says.
Oh, I'm famished. Of course, you don't want to do a vision journey on an empty stomach, you know?
They'll get...
I was mostly.
I mean, actually, probably depending on what type of vision journey you go on, empty stomach might be actually a good thing.
What were you doing outside with the guards, Toby?
Oh, sorry, I was mostly wanting to give Almer some time without the guards present to do whatever he was trying to do. I'm not going to keep them outside for 5 hours.
Okay.
I'll bring them back in for some food and let them carry on doing that and keep just 2 guards posted out the front with myself.
There you go.
Wait, so Al, that lady I ran into, was her name Shauna?
Where? What?
Remember the other lady that believed in Eilistraee?
Nia.
Nia, okay, because it says their daughter Shauna also believes in my religion. I didn't add that. Yeah.
I think you added that. They don't have a daughter.
Oh, well, I don't remember adding that. It must have been forever ago. I'll get rid of that part.
Let's see. So we're basically at a standstill here. I think this might be where we end it, and we can kick it off with Ben and everything next time, and meet up with Scaravage. Because we have about 20 minutes left.
Are we probably going to have a short rest between now and when we assault the castle?
We can find that out. You can take a short rest beginning of next session if we have to.
Oh, if so, I'd like to cast a spell beforehand, but we can do that next game.
What are you thinking? What would you like to do?
Iocus is going to sneak off away from the party and summon a succubus and have a conversation.
Yes, we will do that at the start of the next session.
Great deal.
I will definitely be keeping an eye on when Iocus does that, if I can.
That's fair, but yeah, it seems like Ben's computer shit the bed. So we will resume 2 weeks from now with the introduction of Fane and everyone here in the lodge making friends. With some Ruxstund, some pod people, and some other more different kind of pod people.
And a bunch of guards.
And a bunch of guards.
It's never complete without guards.
We can get them out for short periods, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. If we need
to. You're like the vulture from Brooklyn 99. I could tell that guy to go stand on top of that building. Hey, guy, go stand on top of that building.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
But yeah, reunited with Hilga and Otto in a nice warm lodge. With Stoneskin's brother.
And a
Brother Eye?
small riftling? Not small riftling.
No. Yeah, maybe technically small, yes.
Who, thus far, has been going through a really, really big mouthful of pancake.
Just ravenously eating pancakes.
We're also eating more like mid-bite, and then continuing the circle of just chewing.
Their chairs tilted in such a way that we don't actually notice them sitting there.
I was gonna post a succubus a GIF, but it's all very hentai-centric when you search. Who would have guessed?
Yeah.
Who would have guessed
Of
the
course.
term succubus would have brought up images of Rule 34?
I mean, I guess you could just
Yeah.
you could just put like this. I mean, this is pretty tame.
Yeah, that was the tamest probably that I saw. I didn't see that one, but guys, he's not married. We use a succubus to steal his soul as a distraction, and then we strike. It's all good.
Brad, you're sometimes so fucking smart. I cannot put it to words correctly.
Thank you. But he's not married. I mean, he's
Hey.
he's a monkey man. He's got needs.
Maybe he's into incubus, though. You never know.
I mean, I do find it kind of weird. It's like, oh, we come across these new people, we must kill them.
Oh, no, as soon as Ioka saw Hilga, he's like, sus.
You gotta understand, though, Iokis is like the ancient aliens guy.
Oh, he trusts. Oh, at this point, no one in the party he believes is not a pot person. It's everyone's. It's all layers of deception until it's.
I mean,
not.
you've touched the thing, though, right?
I think the only person in the group that hasn't touched it is actually Dante.
Oh, you want to touch my thing?
No.
You're sleeping, I touch you in your sleep with it.
Didn't Dante help Kopi make the fake acid trip one that we
Yes.
gave?
Yeah, but
Yes.
he's very
He
careful
did,
not to touch
but
it.
he didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Right.
We made it
So he just
it happen.
he's supposed to been kind of taking our word for now. He's like, yeah, there's some crazy pod people shit going on. Sure, there is. He just, yeah.
Of everyone, Dante is the least pod person with the actual drug dealing, selling drugs to our potential enemy.
Yeah. The whole rest of the campaign, though, is just literally a prank show of me trying to get him to accidentally touch it. Like, he goes to touch, like, a healing potion. Nope, vision vial. Goes to fucking grab a oil. Nope, vision vial.
It's a sleight of hand checks for the next 3 months, guys.
God. Well, don't you
I'm
have to
here
touch the
for it.
vision vial with your skin?
Yeah, and you always have gloves on. You're
And
real.
he's covered head to toe half the time.
Yeah, goes to take the plunger out of the bathtub. Boom, vision vial. Shampoo bottle. Boom, vision vial.
You want a cookie? No, actually a vision vial.
Fuck it, I'll just have some jam and make some toast. Nope, vision vial.
Are there spells that can disguise an object as another object? Surely there are.
Yes, there are.
I assume.
Also, you know, you go to grab this thing that's obviously the vision vial, but couldn't be the vision vial because everything else is the vision vial. Boom, vision vial.
Okay, guys. Vision Vial's good, but Iokas is still of the mind that Almer, even if everything, you could be a sleeper cell just planted there explicitly to find people that are trying to rebel against the people. And
So you're
that
telling me I'm
Vision
Soldier
Vial-
Boy?
I haven't watched the rest of the season.
You gotta watch that season. Well, it was the first. It was from the end of the last season. I mean,
End of the last season, was it?
yeah, but
I
whatever.
don't remember. I remember. Oh yeah. Butcher is my soul animal. So I need to watch the rest of it. But yeah, even with the Vision Vow, Iokas is 100% sus of everyone in the party.
It's made you more sus.
Oh no! Now everything is suspect.
I should have never let you touch it.
Iokas is now actually in the room with like 3 different varieties of pod person.
Yeah, he's got the half pod, the clone pod, and the real pods.
Yeah, he's starting to think that we might just have to burn. The cult of Baku is suddenly seeming a pretty logical choice.
Brother, embrace the pod, okay? I'll get you a hand.
Oh, I get it. Disability joke to the guy with no hands.
It's not a disability joke. I'll use magic to grow you a fucking hand.
In a few more levels. Right?
One more level.
Yoka's still... He probably would refuse it just because he thinks his patron would just take it.
Just take the other hand. You're gonna
Girl
But
was...
good game, Al. Looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely.
The next one should be a knockout,
Ugh.
drag out brawl.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got so salty about Crown of fucking Madness. I was like, this fucking spell.
You were like, this is all I can do, and then you're like, fuck, it doesn't do anything!
Yeah, I was already having a bad day, and I was just like, I'll play some D&D! First thing I did it, I was like, this fucking sucks! Fuck.
Oh my god.
It seems like a great spell if you could just drop it into a clump
So-
of enemies on the first round.
I was reading up after I got pissed off, so it's better to, when you at least, let's say you have multiple teammates around 1-2, you can choose for an enemy not to hit your friend that's really hurt. You can hit the paladin instead of the cleric.
Okay, so you can, hey, swing at the tank. That
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
can make him swing at someone I choose, even if it's also another friendly target.
The warlock with full HP and
Hellish Rebuke.
to
Yeah.
do a hellish rebuke, yeah, and armor of
Ex-
Agathis.
Exactly. So it isn't as shitty as it felt, but it seems very difficult to use optimally.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen it used well.
It's better against an archer or someone that has reach.
There I am.
Hey!
Doesn't it say it has to be a melee attack though? Oh, hey, what's up, man?
It does have to be a melee attack.
Oh, well, sorry, reach then. A giant or something.
Our game has been ruined by technical issues way more than this one occasion.
Oh,
It's the first. I think it's the first time I've really used it. So.
It just-
Oh,
the
the
timing's
technical, yeah.
Perfect.
I know, here's your character. Oh no, there's your computer. Bye.
There goes
So
the
don't
what
worry,
we've
I'll-
rolled with so far is they've been shoveling pancakes ferociously for about 5 minutes, and